Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you're back, thank you for coming back. For this video, I had the honor of having my sister come on, and we just talked about all of our memories on shooting stars together. And we also talked about some traditions, some hardships that we went through during the 2017 year. And we also talked about what it was like having a sister on Stars. So I really hope you enjoy this video. I had an awesome time, and at the end of the video, you will hear our new podcast name. So I hope you enjoy, and I will see you at the end of the video. Well, hello, welcome to the podcast. We have my lovely sister, Miss Julia Preston here. Hi, Julia.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on and being our second guest.
I'm honored.
As you should be. How's your day been?
It's been good. I'm tired.
Because you're in college and you're working. You're doing a lot. I want to show
Everything
them
in my.
all.
Hi, Kitty. Aww.
All right. So for today, I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions.
It's like a job interview. The way
It is
you're
like a
phrasing.
job interview.
Do I get promoted?
Yeah, I guess you can come on again if people like you. This is the first test.
Everyone absolutely hated you. You're not coming back. Sorry.
I don't think this will ever happen, but we'll see what the comments have to say. Okay, well, I have your questions here. My first question is, explain who you are, your cheerleading journey, and you can go through like the teams or any achievements that you'd like to mention while you were cheering.
My name is Julia. I'm Lauren's sister, as that has been established. I think I started cheering, I don't know. I never did the Council Rock one with you.
You always went to the competitions and Mom would put the curlers in your hair. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because I would literally scream. I did not want them in my head.
I don't know if anyone else had these. Was it a wig? How do you describe those?
I don't know what it was.
Like put your hair in a bun and then you would put the cheer curls on and then you would take this string and pull it really tight. And it hurt. And my mom made Julia wear a uniform and those curls.
And I would scream about it every time because I know that I was an annoying kid.
You would never want to brush your hair for practice.
I would never want to brush my hair. She always wanted me to wear tights. I remember to kindergarten, I would cut the feet out of all the tights so that I did to all of them because I refused to wear them. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't cheer that.
So not when you were
and then whenever you left, we went to Hamilton Stars. And I was like, I don't know what team I was on. I guess I was on Mini.
I was on Minis with you. Remember, I crossed over.
No,
I remember.
I just remember
you were very young, but I remember when I was on the Junior 3 team at Hamilton Stars, and they needed someone to cross down to Minis. And I remember being like, I'm gonna base, I'm just gonna tumble, I was your base, remember? And you knocked me out one time.
No, like I do not remember.
Yeah, you knocked me out. We did like the twisty thing, that stunt together. Like I was your base for that. And during competition, you knocked me out.
What can I say?
I remember being on the team and I was like, I'm gonna base, I'm gonna just tumble, and I'm not going to fly. They flew me. And I was really upset. I said, how am I on a mini team and flying? But
you're only like 3 years older than me.
No, I know. It was not a rational thought. It was stupid. Yeah. Well, what do you have like remember about Hamilton Stars?
Like 4 core things. I remember the gym. I remember my first back handspring. I forget exactly who it was, but he would always one-man me and I would never wear socks.
No, Mike. Zach and Mike.
Yes, it was. And after practice, one time I remember I was outside catching fireflies. Like, I remember that so vividly. I would go outside and catch them in my hand.
I can't say I ever recall you doing that, but I believe you.
Well, you were probably in practice. And I would go outside and catch fireflies. It was
what an amazing origin story to your cheerleading career.
Sorry, that's what I remember. Okay, and then after that, we went to World Cup. I think we were there for 2 years. And then
Yeah.
we went to World Cup. I was on Milky Ways for 2 years. And then I was on Dippers for 1 year, Twinkles for 3.
Did I ever tell you this? I was always jealous that you were on Dippers because I've always wanted to do the dip baby dip thing.
I don't ever think I did that either. I think that was the year before me. I don't really think that was a huge part of my time there.
I just remember this was always the dipper thing.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. I definitely did that. But was it dip baby dip? I don't think so. There's also like no record of my year on Dippers, like literally anywhere. I've tried to like look it up before.
I was looking for the Milky Way video when I was interviewing with mom about like nobody puts baby in the corner. That doesn't exist. I can't find it.
That one's not on there, but like my second year on Milky Ways is when I was center dancer for Dynamite.
I'll put it in. I'll put it in.
Find it and put it in because that was the only time I was ever center dancer, and it was when I was, I don't know, 6.
And you would play that.
It stuck with me.
Yeah,
because it was my time to shine. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my cheer career. And then I did high school for 3 years.
You skipped over a bunch of stuff. You didn't mention Twinkles.
I said I did Twinkles for 3 years, and then I said Shooting Stars. Did I? Did I not? I did Twinkles for 3 years, and then I was on Shooting Stars for 2. And then I did high school.
Yeah, and then high school cheer. But this leads me into my next question, that you went essentially from Twinkles right to Stars. Because for me, I went Twinkles and I competed on Starlights. I told mom this the other day. I competed on Suns. Do you remember that? It was one competition. Because I think a girl had something happen. I don't know. But they moved. So anyways, what I'm trying to get at is I actually competed on a junior team and even was on Suns for a competition. So I had the chance to compete junior level and then also like a senior team. And you didn't have that luxury. So how did you manage that transition from literally going to just competing on youth to World Cup Shooting Stars? How was that transition?
Do you remember? I was so upset. Like,
oh yeah, I was really mad at you.
For me, at the time, like being pulled up to Stars, I just didn't feel ready. I was just on Twinkles. I was so excited to be like with my friends again. I got pulled up to Stars. What do you mean by that? Like, I was doing really good, but I just remember being upset. You know what I mean? Going to Stars, I was 13. I had nothing in common with these people. You know what I mean? And
I remember being mad at you when we would have yelling discussions over it, because for me, when I moved, I thought it was like the most incredible thing, but I wasn't looking at from your perspective. I was so eager to go to Stars. Unlike you, I got to go on Starlights. I was with my friends and then got pulled up.
I wanted that year with my friends and very much going through the World Cup path. I did all the steps. Like, I don't know, like I was in 7th grade. I was overwhelmed. And it was also not late in the season, but I never competed, but it was kind of like right before kickoff. Like, I was very comfortable on Starlights. Like I was on it and then just to be kind of
right out.
They completely took me off the team. I was like, can I still compete with them? No. And I'm like, what do you mean?
That I don't think anything can prepare you moving up to Stars that fast, or just like in Stars in general. It's a whole.
It was like so funny because obviously like one day I was like, yes, I want to be on Shooting Stars. Like that's my dream. That's my thing. But I just remember like over the summer, whenever someone was out there to like put me in.
It's very intimidating. I remember my first time. I was like, this is a lot. All these girls are older than me. I was very grateful because at least I had Mika and Gigi Riccardi they moved up with me too around the same time. So I had people around me that were my age and I was able to talk to them about kind of what you were experiencing, kind of imposter syndrome. It's like, I don't belong here. These girls are so much older, so much better. I feel like I can't keep up with the speed.
Little baby.
Yeah, and like even the jump speed was different from Twinkles. Like Twinkles would be like like a slower rhythm, and Stars would be like not with it at all. So I totally get that.
Yeah. And I also felt like this is so random, but it was like so funny when we ordered the like you guys obviously had the practice wear and I had all of the like prototype practice wear. It's just like blatantly looked different from everybody else.
I do remember
like
that.
you guys had the Nickelodeon outfit and yours was green and mine was like orange. I just stick out like a sore thumb. But then I knew Kira and obviously you. It made the adjustment easier over time, but I remember just very much being upset and being like, no.
Yeah, you had a much different reaction at the start, but over time and like once the season got rolling, I think you started to really enjoy the team.
Yeah, no, definitely once I like got into the season, Mika was my base. Like I got close with Gabby and Kira and you were there and it made it 10 times easier. And Gianna was on the team. I was close to Gianna. It took me a minute. Okay.
All right. So, well, we kind of touched on this, but I do want to mention there's a couple of people on Stars or who got moved up to Stars that we were just talking about. We never got to do the tunnel. And I want to know, are you upset about that? So for all of you who don't know, whoever is invited onto Stars, it's like during awards night, we do invitation to Stars. And so what it means is all the stars line up in a tunnel and we put our hands up and Elaine and Joelle announce names from the different teams who gets to try out for Stars at World Cup. And Julie and I, because we got pulled up, never had we never went through the tunnel. Wait, that's a lie. I lied to you. Hold on. I just lied. I never got to go through the tunnel at the awards night, but they did do a whole practice with Gigi, Meek, and I, and yeah. I'm just remembering that. I forgot about that. I actually have a photo. I can pull that up. You didn't have. Okay, so how did that feel, not being able to do that?
Sorry, this probably isn't the answer that you want. I wasn't really too bothered by it. I just always kind of imagined it would happen later, and then since it was like just kind of me being pulled up, and then I was just kind of thrown into it.
Yeah.
It felt like I didn't need that,
fine.
you know.
No, I agree. Okay, so I did do it, but not doing it at awards night, I guess, wasn't the end of the world. Yeah, you just go under and they smack your butt.
I have a comment.
Okay.
In your last podcast, when you were talking about the like time where we would just go full out and then go home, that was 2017. That wasn't 2013.
Well, no, we did that in 2013 too. Yeah.
It was 2017. We would go and we would warm up, literally go full out and go home. 3 weeks before Worlds, it was every single practice. And then they made us pretend to sit in the bus. Like that was most of our practice. We would sit in the bus and we would sing on the floor.
Okay.
Like
you have backtrack back. Yeah. Okay. The bus is us sitting on the floor at the gym. Continue.
Yeah. They want us to like visualize, and like the 2017 year, like everything just like clicked at the right time. We really didn't practice right before Worlds, and we just would go warm up, and then we would do like a competition warm up as we would, and like pretend to get in a bus,
sit on the dance floor on the bus.
Yeah, and then we would go fly out and go home, and we were there for like 30 minutes. And
we would go to Chipotle with Kira. I remember that. Kira and Gab, we would go to like that Chipotle place.
Oh, that Chipotle place. It's like pretty low key. I'm not too sure people know about it.
I didn't mean it. Anyways, I forgot about that. You're right. But we did that in 2013 too. Anyway, I'm trying to think we didn't miss out on any other traditions, I don't think, like being pulled up. I got the bow ceremony. You got the bow ceremony. I guess I can talk a little bit about the bow ceremony. All it is you sit down. Do you get a bag or anything of?
Probably, but I don't really know.
I don't remember. But you're a big sister or buddy. What are they called?
I don't know.
Whatever. Someone. Yeah, we'll just say a big sister. Typically a senior or a junior. I believe it was always a senior that would get like the younger stars, and they would put their bows in their hair. Who was I think mine was Colby. Do you remember yours? Yeah, I want to say mine was Colby, but I could be wrong.
I remember like we have photos from it, and I know that there's a photo of you, me, but like I don't.
Yeah, I like Elaine and Joelle, but yeah, we got that. There's a couple of other random traditions, but I forget them right at this moment. This is me from a couple hours after, and I got Julie back on the phone call because when I was editing, I realized that we forgot to mention that we were fortunate enough to do one, I would say the biggest tradition, the shooting star wall. Thing what happened, we won't get too much into it, but when we had to leave stars, Elaine and Joelle let us sign the shooting star wall, and we were able to do that tradition, even though it was at the time only for people who graduated off of
Mhm.
stars. So Elaine and Joelle, I'm gonna cry about it because it was just the sweetest thing. What did you write on the wall?
A Winnie the Pooh quote. How lucky am I to have something that makes it so hard to say goodbye? It was a great quote. And I think I was the first one, you know?
And mine was make sure they remember you because I love the Hunger Games.
Oh, Katniss.
Taylor McKenna would always say, make sure they remember you. And then I passed it down to Mika, and then Mika always said that to me before I went on stage. So that was like a very important saying, and I love the Hunger Games, so
It was sad. Like, I remember our last time going to the gym kind of right after we had quit was like genuinely heartbreaking.
but it was terrible.
And
I hated every second.
I had like written Joelle like a note. I couldn't even give it to her because it was filled with my tears.
I couldn't look Harvey in the eye. I couldn't look at Elaine and Drew. It was so
I was
terrible.
like shaking. It was so hard for me to say goodbye.
I don't even know how to thank Elaine and Joelle for that. That's just like something that I'm very grateful that we had that tradition to do.
Yeah.
It was very nice of them.
Elaine and Joelle were such a big part of our lives. And even the way it's like they shape you into the person that you become.
I owe a lot to World Cup and my all the like strong traits that I have.
Even whenever we go back, like I probably haven't been back there in 3 years since then.
Oh, it's like
When
a
I
family. Yeah, you just walk
Yeah,
in.
like they're so excited to see us. They make us feel very welcoming and they're like, we loved you guys. I haven't been there 10 years. And
There's sometimes Chrissy comments on my things. I had Anthony. I just did a clinic with him in England. You're always
I mean,
connected with them, and they always care and watch out for you.
I remember being on Milky Ways. It must have been my first year because I was really young. And Ty was screaming, he's like, how do you not know how to tie your shoes?
Up to me, your sister doesn't know how to tie her shoes. Why don't you teach her? And I was just standing
He's
there.
like, I'm 5. I don't know. I can do a back handspring. I haven't gotten to the shoe tying yet. Okay. It was one of our like our shooting star banquets came up and was talking about me. I literally been with this girl and like I watched her tie her shoes for the first time. They were with us for
All us
so
girls.
long
Yeah.
and we were there for so long. It was so hard to leave.
Thought we would pop on and mention that because that is a major major tradition at for shooting stars, and we just neglected that. So we're gonna go back to past us. So I hope you're enjoying the interview. Okay, moving on. What was it like being on a team with your sister? We'll just stick to stars.
It was good. I mean, it was nice, fun on the car ride home,
Mhm.
and we could talk about practice and stuff and like what was going on. We kind of did our own separate thing at practice, and we were never really near each other like during the
No, we
actual
all had our
routine.
different friend groups on the team. But I was
Yeah.
always friends with Gub and Kira.
Yeah. And it was like they were like my best friends and they were also close with you. So it was like we'd all just kind mingle around. Like I never really like actually saw you on the mat because we were just in like two very
Yeah,
like
we
you
were
were in
in
the center and I was in the back corner.
we were
Just running.
opposites in 2017,
Yeah,
the
yeah, we
second
were.
stunt. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I think we were doing our own thing. Oh, anything you didn't like? I have that down.
No, it was nice. I mean, it was nice to like have you, and also it was, nice to know that like someone was always going to be on your side. Like, not even that that had ever happened, but if anything were, it's not like you can like hate me.
That's
We
very
live
true.
together.
I felt the same thing whenever like Joelle would ask me about you. I'd be like, yeah, she's doing great. Like I felt like I always had, I don't know,
Yeah.
an eye on you. Didn't want to hover because I wanted you to do your own thing, be you on the team. I didn't want to ever be like an overbearing sister. Like, is everything okay? Anything
Yeah.
like that. So, no, I agree. It was nice
It was
having
a
you on the team.
Yeah, I had my own ish
Oh, you
little
definitely, yeah.
hurt.
I mean, well, I'm vouching for myself, but I didn't think I was too overbearing.
No, I don't think you were either.
I did my
We were
job.
good. It was nice. It was a nice time.
I remember when your groin was hurting and the coaches always pulled me in. They're like, your sister's so good with her groin. Like, I felt like they never approached you about your problems sometimes.
No, that was my hamstring.
Yeah, yeah. And I was
Well,
like, I
yeah.
don't know, you can talk to Julia.
They knew I wouldn't tell them the truth. I would lie to their
That's
face.
why, because you would lie about it.
They're like, how's it healing? I'm like, it's great. I'm like hobbling out of the gym.
What do you even do?
I like, did something to my hamstring, and then I didn't tell Elaine and Joelle about it for like weeks, and it just kept getting worse. I would sit there like kind of in the back and just cry a little bit, and I'd be like, God, this really hurts. And well, they also started realizing, I forget what competition it was. No, it was, I went up to Joelle and we were already having a bad practice. It was just like making it 10 times worse. I was like, Joelle, like my leg really hurts. And she's like, get in there and go full out. It feels great. And then I started, because I was in for like a straight double, but it started like, really taking it out of me because I would have to sprint into it. You know how like when you get comfortable, like, you can kind of jog and do a double.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to like put all my energy into it. They were like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm in pain.
It's like, it hurts so bad. And they're like, what? I was like, my legs.
Okay, this is a sign. If something's hurting, do not continue.
Probably that was why. And then they became more of a thing. And Joelle was always like, take
Yeah, they
breaks,
were always
please.
great about injuries. That year, the year that we left, when I sprained my ankle just getting out of stunt. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can tumble. I swear to God, I can tumble. Elaine and Joelle, like, don't you worry. And they were like, Lauren, we don't have any competitions, and it's the middle of summer. Like, you're not doing anything. They sent me on the
That
bench.
was so funny because I think I was going into my freshman year. So like I obviously couldn't drive. Joelle like pulls me over at the end of practice. She's like, you can drive home, right? I'm
It was my
14.
driving leg, too.
I was like, no,
A sponge.
no, I can't drive. Like, you've never driven before. I was like, no, we live an hour away. Like, you want me to kill us? She like never really connected how young I was. I started high school.
Was it JC that drove us home?
Yeah, it was like JC and her mom.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that
JC
was
I
sweet.
think drove us, and then JC's mom drove her car to our house or whatever. And thank you, JC and JC's mom. That was terrible. And then, yeah, the next day I was like, I could tumble, I swear. They were like, Lauren, you were on the floor crying with holding your ankle. Injuries. Okay, this is a really big question. So, NCA is next week. I checked. I didn't know this. But, NCA, one of the biggest competitions. People think it's the most the arena is the most terrifying thing. I never found it to be scary other than my first year on Twinkles, but you can't see anything, so I never found NCA scary.
I mean, you always get like kind of the general nerves going out there. You can't see a single thing, and you just kind of see like lights, and it's just what
It's
you gotta
not
do.
scary. I will say the backstage area is more intimidating than competing on that mat, in my opinion. When you're waiting there and you see like the screen, I don't know. I think it's more scary than Worlds. That might be
Yeah, I never thought Worlds was
talking about. Like, I clearly remember the NCA like waiting on deck.
There was one competition where it's got to be close to a mile walk from the warm-up room to the state.
Cheer sport.
I've never competed at cheer sport, so
Really?
it can't possibly be that. No,
Cheer sport, you walk a lot. Even when you're warming up, it's like the mat's all the way over there and you're just jogging to it.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, anyways, I never found NCA that scary. I actually really enjoyed it because there were so many stands and foods there that you could enjoy.
Popcorn.
The popcorn, Dippin' Dots. The convention center is huge. I feel like that's the first competition other than majors and stuff where all the big teams are there. So you get to meet all your friends from TGLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked NCA. Anyways, so NCA is coming up, and one NCA performance that sticks in my mind all the time is Shooting Stars 2017 day 2. And why would that stick in my head, Julia? Do you know why?
Yeah, I do.
Well, let's just say we did not hit 0 NCAA day 2, which was really unfortunate. But within the routine, we had a lot of mistakes. But one of them, unfortunately, our best friend Kira fell out of her 2-man. And when after the performance, I watched the YouTube video, and looking back, there's some comments, and I remember on Twitter too, they were saying that Julia pushed Kira out of her 2-man. So we're here to set the story straight. Julia, did you push Kira out of that stunt?
Unfortunately, yes. No, I mean, that stunt for both of us was so bad. I don't know what it was. I just remember right before we went to NCA, hit the main stunt, beautiful, everything was fine. We get to the 2, me and Kira just together, just fall straight. Joelle looks at us after and she's like, okay, see how this goes. Like, it was on any given day, it was me or Kira going down in that stuff. It didn't really matter who. It was one of us. I fell at Cheer Lions. She fell at NCA. And, I was gonna try and like hold on to her. I think that was kind of where my mind is at. But I was like, I can barely stay up in this stunt. I'm not gonna do anything.
Goodbye, Kira.
Bye. It was either one of us or it was both of us going down. That's for sure. Hit it when it counts, though.
Kira was a trooper. Oh my god, I rewatched that video the other day. She was I don't know how she got back up and did the rest of that pyramid. Well, there's nothing you can do either.
She took a hit. Like,
she hit her head hard. Oh, I felt so bad. But they did
Grandma gave her like
everything.
Grandma gave her like $50, I think, after that.
Money fixes all. Oh, honey, it's okay. Buy some Dippin' Dots. Go to the arena store. Buy yourself a nice NCAA shirt to remember this moment.
That stunt was truly me and Kira's worst enemy.
I'm trying to remember a stunt that I hated doing as a star. Oh, Big Girls Don't Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that stunt because of like the arm I don't know why. I don't know if it was like my shoulder. I didn't have enough flexibility in my leg. Whenever I had to go down and like cry for that part.
Yeah.
I hated that stunt. I know everyone loved it, but doing it was just the most annoying thing. And then like kicking it back up to a bow.
Yeah. What did you do? That like actually scared me.
Moving on. Okay, so we got that out of the way. My next question is, do you have any funny practice moments?
Do you remember it was a Sunday practice, and it was like a rough Sunday practice, and it was right after daylight savings time. The clocks in the gym hadn't been changed yet. It was bad. We wanted to get out of there. And it was almost like 3 o'clock or whatever. And Gianna was like, guys, I'm going to change the time on my mom's phone and on her watch. Let's just try and get out of here an hour early and like get over. And so it's getting closer. And like she's talking to us, and we're all just kind of like staring back at the clock, like seeing if they're actually going to let us out. And she's just like, yeah, I know what you guys did. You're not leaving. And she made us go and clean the entire gym.
I know, she distributed us in classes. She was like, freshmen
just
outside.
It was just me. Yeah. Like all actually thought we were gonna get away with it.
It's like it was funny. Our punishment wasn't, oh, go full out. It was cleaning the gym. We deserved it.
No, for sure. It was funny.
We tried. Didn't succeed though. Favorite like cheerleading moment that you ever had as an athlete, or even a favorite year? So if you can't come up with a moment, just name your favorite cheerleading year.
That's hard. I really liked my 2015 year on Twinkles, and I also really liked being on Cosmic Rays. But then 2017 was just such like a magical year. I just remember that team getting along super well. Felt like the 2016 team, like something wasn't meshing. That was like really the only time that I ever wanted to win for like the people next to me. I literally cannot let these people down. Remember Tiara Tolliver? Because she was my base in the second stunt. Once again, that thing always came back to haunt me. I just remember she's super senior. The way that she would talk, I'm like giving up my freshman year, but like I want this so bad. I need to do this like for her. That was the first time I'd like ever kind of felt this team is like so sweet. Like we all cared so much. And like obviously years before we cared, felt like we were all very close.
I know.
And like
Jordan Kayford a ring box, and I said, we'll put a ring in this box for you because
Yeah.
didn't she super senior that year as well?
Yes. She was my base, and like I just remember like day two literally going into world. If there's one thing I cannot do, it's fall in that second stunt. That I could do literally anything else. If I mess this
Can't
up
do
for her,
that.
like I will cry. Not even for me, for
Mhm.
her.
You
I
hit the
just
little
like
move and you're like, thank God.
she was also my base in the pyramid, but like that was fine. We normally did pretty good in the pyramid. It all really started to connect. It like felt super magical. We kind of very much went into world not like knowing that we were gonna win, but that was the first time I was ever, oh, like we're probably gonna win worlds. Got
That
off
was
the
like us in 2015 too. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
I was like,
We had the
yeah.
same kind of vibe going. But in my opinion, for 2017, we had nothing to lose. We trained our
We
asses
literally
off.
lost every single
Yeah.
competition.
So we went
And
in there
then
being like, we know we have a winning routine and we haven't done great all year, and it's just time to go, I don't know,
yeah.
at Worlds. That was my feeling about that team as well.
Yeah, that was, yeah, it felt great. Like it was all clicking. We were all like really happy together, I guess. So that year was really good.
We always had an incredible routine. We just couldn't. I mean, Joelle was like, you need to hit the routine in order to win. And I was
Yeah,
just like,
for sure.
yeah, that's
And we
true.
like
And
saw glimpses of it. Like we knew that we could hit the routine. I think we really started to turn it around after NCA. The one thing that they got really good at doing that year was just competing at so many local competitions. We just got so used to like competing. And I feel like that's what they figured out worked for us was like not getting in our heads, not overly conditioning us. Like we didn't need that.
you
All
just
we needed to
needed
do was like
repetition.
know that we could. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, I'm sad that was our last year, but at the same time, it was a great year to end on.
Tired with the ring.
Retired with the ring, yeah. All right. Well, I guess you kind of answered this, but if you could change it, what's your favorite Stars team of all time? You didn't have to be on the team. Just like looking at Stars in general, what has been your favorite routine? And you can say 2017 again. Yeah.
I think I really liked 2012, their like first throwback year.
That's a good
I
one.
liked that one a lot. I really liked the music. One of our first years at World Cups, really fun to watch Stars. That was always like one of the routines that always kind of stuck with me.
Wasn't it like, let's bring back those golden memories that year?
I liked that one.
And then I remember just someone in the middle doing like a front walkover. I don't know. I remember one part of the routine that was very pleasing to the eye, and I would watch it every time. Last and final question for you is, what is your favorite all-star routine of all time?
I really liked Brandon Senior Black for like a long time. I'll just go with one of those.
One of the
Those routines.
2016? That's when they won. I thought that year was
Yeah.
like insane.
Our mom is calling us. Me. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, she's calling me.
Like,
So Brandon, yeah, you did like Brandon Senior Black. Remember when Alyssa White was on Stars?
Actually, never mind.
She
No,
was
it's-
something. Well, you're more than welcome to come on again and talk
About what?
just about Stars and stuff. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I forgot to. Okay, guys, I finally figured out the name of the podcast, and I really hope Julia likes it because she's gonna take one guess, and I'm just gonna tell her. Take a guess at the podcast name. Think of shooting star voiceover.
Talk about it, be about it.
Okay, don't talk about it. That was up in the air, but no, it's not that. I'll send it to you. So it's called Bring Back the Girls. It's like,
That's nice.
yeah, we're gonna have old stars and maybe some new stars. So we're technically like bringing back the girls to tell their stories and stuff. And I thought it was like just a really cute name. Yeah, the logo that it is, we're removing the cheerleader because I don't like the cheerleader on the logo, but I think it's a cute name, Stars voiceover, and I think it matches perfectly with what we're trying to do on this podcast. We're bringing back old shooting stars and new stars. So girls who started the legacy and girls who are continuing the legacy. Isn't
That's
that
amazing?
Thanks.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're so
Well,
creative.
not really, but thank you.
Anytime.
Did you see
How come you have these abilities? I want to do that. What?
did you see Travis Kelce went to the Eras tour the other night?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, oh, Julia!
Hold on.
No!
Well,
She's taking over my Zoom call. Well, thanks for coming on, and I will talk to you after I stop this recording. Goodbye.
Well, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you guys have any ideas or want me to talk to any stars and interview stars and have some ideas, please comment them down below. I would love to hear what stars you would like me to interview. The podcast name is Bring Back the Girls. And what I was telling Julia, the goal of this podcast is to talk to some old stars to talk about their journey as a shooting star and how it has impacted them and how they created the shooting star legacy. And I also, later down the line, would love to interview new stars and see how stars are doing and how they are continuing the shooting star legacy. So Bring Back the Girls is a podcast name, and there will be new videos out every Sunday. Please like the video if you like this one, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.